What's going on, people? Welcome back to the opposition preview. This time we face Man City. Yes, the Bournemouth, the Lutons, all of them games are over now. Now we are facing the treble winners, and I'm joined by LB from its LB channel to get all the insights ahead of the game. Make sure to leave down your thoughts in the comment section down below. LB, it has been a while since I actually spoke to you because I've been away as well. But during that time, I'll be honest, just looking at City, it doesn't give me the same vibes. Of course, you're a City fan. That's why you're here to give us all the insights. Even though you've been winning games, it just hasn't been the same Man City. I don't know whether it's injuries. I don't know whether it's just fatigue based on how successful you've been. And is it asking an awful lot from the players? But as a City fan, talk to me. How are you feeling approaching the final, 8 games of the season?
Yeah, it's been pretty weird, man. Like, we've not been great, but we've not been bad. Like, we've not,
You haven't been, yeah.
The last match that we lost, in recent times, obviously, we're recording this before the Aston Villa game, by the way, guys, was Aston Villa, funny enough, in December, beginning of December. So we've gone pretty much 4 months without loss in all competitions. We're still in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We're in the FA Cup semi-finals. And we are still in the title race, but things have just not been anywhere near as good as last season. Pretty much all over the park. Defensively, not as good. Control in the middle of the pitch of the ball, like something that you normally associate with Man City, not been as good. Creativity-wise, not been as good. Finishing, not been as good. And that's just all facts. That's not just being negative. It's all backed up by the data. Scored less, conceded more. We've lost and drawn more games at this point in the season than we done last year. So things are just like took a natural decline. Now you could say that's always going to happen. You know what I mean? Winning the treble's the peak, innit? Like you ain't going to get better than that. And obviously, if you was to say to me at the end of last season, realistically, do you think your team's going to get better, stay the same, or get worse? I think naturally you'd have to say get worse because, you're not going to win the treble twice in a row. You're not going to play as good. I mean, literally, bro, we were smashing teams left, right, and centre last year. Real Madrid, no problem. Bayern Munich, no problem. Arsenal, no problem. Like, that's pretty like unheard of, man. So naturally, I think we've just fallen into where we would expected to go, which was slightly declined. We're still a good team. It's not like we're shit. You know what I mean? We're still like I say, in all the competitions that we're currently fighting in, but things have just got a little bit worse. And credit to Arsenal, they've got better. Credit to Liverpool, they've got better. So we are just where we are. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I don't know. Still got a chance of winning the league, but I think it's unlikely just due to the fact that I don't really see Arsenal and Liverpool dropping that many points. And if they don't drop that many points, we've pretty much got to be flawless till the end of the season. And then it could come down to goal difference as well. And we've got the worst goal difference out of the 3. So we're still fighting. We're still there, obviously. But yeah, things have just took a slight dip this year, which, like I say, maybe it's expected.
Yeah, we talk about a dip, but maybe you've just come back down to earth rather than being like you're playing. You're still, as you said, you last time you lost a game, December? It's not like we're talking about a dip for a team that haven't lost a game for like a month.
But that's what I mean. Yeah, it's not like we're team now,
which is the difference. And despite that, you're still winning games. The performances, they haven't been as convincing, but you still be getting results. So when you look at the running, you did say that Arsenal and Liverpool. I think out of the Arsenal, in your previous game, as you said, we're recording before the Villa game. I think Liverpool were the real winners out of that game because I think the draw helped Liverpool more than any other team. But when you look at Arsenal, they've got hard, running with the Champions League as well as the Premier League. Liverpool probably have one of the easier run-ins on paper, but Man City have done it before. Does that previous experience not give you that advantage? Do you think that squad can carry this on in the last 8 games or so? Because we've seen it in the past. I mean, Arsenal last season, when it came down to it, they didn't achieve. They didn't manage to get over the line.
Yeah, I mean, I think City have got the easiest running because obviously Villa, which happened last night, and then after that, really, our most, and this is with all due respect to everyone else, like our most big test is Spurs away. Like, I know we typically struggle against Palaces and Brighton away is going to be tough, etc. I get all that, yeah, but like the big teams, the only one we've got left is Spurs away. Like, Arsenal have got like four tricky matches. Liverpool have got maybe 3, and they've got to play Everton, which is obviously a derby. So on paper, we've got the easiest running. And, I said to you before, I think the only way City win this title is if we win every game now to the rest of the season. Now, that could phase a team like Arsenal. It could phase a team like Liverpool. But for the City players, we've done that before. So, I think the players know that they're probably going to have to win every game for the rest of the season. I don't think they'll be sitting there nervous about it, thinking, "Oh my God, that's an unreal task. Like, we're never going to be able to do that," because we've done that before. We've done it on multiple occasions. In fact, I remember when we was on the English record and we come to your place and it ended because we drew. So we've done it. We've done it before. But like I say, the challenge is there. Listen, like I say, the players are now in a unique situation where they can win the league, but only if they win pretty much every game for the rest of the season. If they want to do it, like, show me you can fight for it, show me you can go for it, like, and we'll see what happens. But like, listen, Arsenal are better. They probably got the hardest running. Liverpool have the second hardest running. They're sort of in the middle in terms of their fixtures, but they're top of the league. And then City have the easiest running, but we're bottom of the 3. So I think each team has their own pros and cons as to why they can and why they can't win the league. And like I say, by no means is it for City. We can still go for it. You know what I mean?
So how confident are you ahead of the game then? You're talking about, City have done it before, but of course you've at times struggled against Palace as well. Even this season, funny enough, under Roy, we drew against you a lot, which was funny.
Well, that was the maddest game in my life, bro, because I remember texting you, when we was 2-0 up, and on God, that was the maddest. Like, you guys just sat there, did absolutely nothing. And I remember texting D, saying, "This is the worst performance I've ever seen from any team at the Etihad in a long time." You was only 2-0 down, but like, you guys didn't even cross bro, you didn't even cross the halfway line. I was like, what are they doing? They're just like trying to keep the score down. And then I checked my phone after the match and I just seen D, and I was just like, for fuck's sake, man. Like, we just threw that match away. It was
I don't know how we done it as well. I'll be honest. It was a subs, I guess. But yeah, it was a terrible performance for the majority of the game. But that's what I'm saying. The old City wouldn't let that happen. So
I agree.
Based on what's happened in the previous game and what's been happening, recently, not that I'm saying that City have been bad. I'm just, saying that there are, as you said, some liabilities. There may be some areas of the pitch that we could target. Are you still confident you can get the job done against Palace on the 12:30?
I have to be confident. I know our record against you isn't the greatest, but like, I can't be saying like, again, with all due respect, I can't be saying, "Oh, I'm proper not confident." Obviously, I'm aware that Palace are a good football team, and on their day, they can hurt sides, and they've hurt us many times over the year. But you know what I mean? If I'm sitting here saying we can't beat Palace, then I might as well just give up on the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we can beat you. It's about our application. Do we go there and move the ball quickly? Do we actually want it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Listen, it'll be interesting to see actually, because you guys, like, are you guys on the beaches now or nah? Because you're 8 points ahead of relegation. Like, do you still think you're fighting to stay in the league, or do you think that maybe you guys know that you ain't going down, so maybe you could be on the beaches? Because again, when you're playing in these sort of games, you have to look at the opposition, like mid-table, like Fulham, for example. Mate, they're in Dubai, bro. They are in Dubai. Yeah, in the malls. Yeah, on the beaches, just chilling. Like, they ain't playing no more football. You guys are only like one spot below them, but obviously they've got 9 more points than you. So I don't know. What do you reckon? Because from my point of view, I don't know. I'd be interested to know what.
I'll say we're at the airport. We don't know if we're going to get on a flight yet or not to go on the beach. We're basically on our way, but we're not just there yet. So it just depends. It depends on which Palace fan you ask. Some still want maybe another point, another 3 points. Some are saying we'll be fine. Look how many games Luton have won all season, etc. Are they going to win 4 out of 8 now? So it depends on who you really ask. But I'll be honest, me as a Palace fan, I'm pretty much done with the season, even before the City game, and you can argue before the Bournemouth game as well. I think we are safe. I think we will stay up. We'll manage to pick up a point or something from somewhere. And I think this is a good chance to experiment with the players that we have. But saying that, I wanted to ask you, we're going to have 5 at the back. I've seen Arsenal try to deploy 6 at the back under Oliver. Well, it seemed like 6 at the back anyways in your previous game. And you kind of did struggle to create chances with that many defenders sitting behind the ball. Are you concerned with the low? I don't think it'll be particularly low block. We might press you at times, but having 5 at the back, 6 at the back, are you concerned about breaking us down? Because I don't know, he wasn't that convincing against
yeah,
Arsenal.
but the thing
They
is,
weren't
Arsenal are like one of the best defensive teams in the
yeah.
league this season, isn't it? I think,
Mm.
in fact, they are. They've only conceded 24 goals. Like, you're playing against like one of the best defensive teams in Europe. Who, let's be honest, yeah, they come to City with no intention to win that football match. Like, they come to get a point, and that's what they got. And we did.
I'm also probably gonna be upset. I didn't say that. LB said that.
Well, no, it's true though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, let's just speak facts. And again, it's about the desire. Like, realistically, yeah, like Arsenal was fighting to the death because they knew they needed that point. Again, I'm thinking about Palace, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just thinking, like, naturally, you know, if we're dominating the ball, moving it around, like, how much desire are the Palace players going to have to stay in that system for 90 minutes? Like you say, you're at the airport, you're not on the beaches just yet. Listen, I don't think we're going to come to Palace and slap 3, 4, 5 past you. But I think we can get the job done. I mean, I've gone for a 2-0 score prediction. Pretty conservative, but like I say, I think, listen, we face low blocks every week. This ain't something new. And usually we manage to find a way through. And I think we will find a way through, you guys. But like I say, I don't expect it to be a mad easy game, but, you know, we should, like I say, bro, if we don't beat you, it's over anyway. So, you know, it's time for the players to perform and just get the job done.
Yeah. When it comes down to it, you did say it won't be 3, 4, 5. We've got a few injuries. I mean, our defense is Joe Ward as a centre half. Joachim Andersen, I guess, on paper, the only proper centre back that we have. Jefferson Lerma, who's a midfielder, who's playing centre half. So we have injuries, and even in attack, it's so easy to stop us. I think we stop Eze, you stop us, and Eze in our previous game didn't have a great game against Bournemouth. It's kind of, I wouldn't say predictable, but it is, with the lack of options that we have right now, with the injuries, with all the fitness concerns on the Roy that is improving under Glasner, but isn't there yet. It's pretty much the manager has a lot of work to do. It's not just the system or the tactics. Is getting these players back from injury, getting these players used to the new players used to the system, understanding some of our other players that's on the bench that haven't been playing. So I think this is the perfect opportunity for City to play us, and it's 12:30 as well. I mean, it's early kickoffs. I never really like early kickoffs, especially on a Saturday. But yeah, it's not gonna be your typical Palace. But saying that, the 5 at the back, some of these Palace players played under Roy, of course. They know what to do defensively. I think it could be a test, but then again, if City score 1 early or 2, then it could easily be 3 or 4 as well. Just quickly now, let's look at the City players. Of course, we know Kevin De Bruyne. We know what he can do. But right now, based on form, who do Palace need to stop? Who's the most on-form player for City that we need to try to stop to get a result?
We don't really have an on-form player in our attacking line. That's why we're struggling.
That's why I asked you to see who you think is most on form. Then
what you got to do, you got to stop the ball getting to Haaland. Said that since he joined it day one, yeah. And people like to chat on Haaland about he's not good on the ball or whatever. It's irrelevant. You need to stop the ball getting to Haaland. If you stop the ball getting to Haaland, that's half the job done. Yeah, I mean, because he's in the box. He spends the time in the box. If the ball gets to him, it's too late, man. It's too late. And this is why I think that the centre half for Arsenal were probably given a little bit too much praise at the weekend, because he didn't really have any chances. You know what I mean? So you got
one chance which he scuffed, but apart from that,
at the corner, you got to stop the ball getting to him. And you've got to try and limit the space that De Bruyne, Foden get on the ball. If you do that, then you're obviously with a chance. Our wingers don't really score goals. Jack Grealish, Bernardo, Doku, which is a problem, obviously, because they're attacking players. So you just stop Foden and De Bruyne, you pretty much stop Manchester City. So that's your task, really.
That's interesting, because that's the same with Palace with Eze. I mean, there's only one player, and it's Eze. It's not Foden or De Bruyne level, but the fact that you're talking about your creative players and your striker. I mean, Haaland is if you give him the chance, he's going to score the goal nine times out of 10. But I didn't notice that against Arsenal as well. Like, if you don't let the ball come to him, there isn't that much else that he's really going to do to impact the game. He's not one of those strikers who's going to drop deep.
Yeah, it's not like Harry Kane, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's an old school, old fashioned,
old school, typical. Yeah, exactly. He's a finisher. But just quickly before we actually do score prediction, you mentioned that. I'll give you my one. What have you made of Palace this season? I guess you could say it's another typical Palace season, isn't it?
Yeah. 14th, innit? Like, not being funny, but like until Palace start like spending some proper cash and investing properly, then Palace will just be Palace, and you'll probably finish between in a bad year. You're never going to get relegated. You got too many good players, but you'll probably finish between 16th in a bad year, 11th in a good year. That's just the Palace range. So I put you at 14th. You're bang in the middle. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this is just. That's just what I think. Like, what do people expect? Like, you're not going to start finishing top 10 without properly investing in players. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. So, Palace should be spending money, man. Yeah, I mean, there's no excuse in the Premier League for time. That Premier League brings its riches. No, I mean, big cash, London club. Like, you should be spending money. There's no excuse, man. Like, when you see other teams like Brighton, 9th in Europe. Like, why can Palace not do that? Palace have been in the Prem longer than Brighton. Palace have been in the Prem like in the past before they got relegated and that, and before Brighton. Like, there's just no excuse. Like, you got to put it down to poor board oversight, or maybe they're just not asked. Maybe they're just like, oh well, we just keep on taking the money. I mean, finishing in the Premier League, get the money, move. You know what I mean? Or fans start moaning, oh, we'll sign someone. Fans are quieting down. Like, that's just how fans work, not specific to Palace. I don't know, man. Like, that's just where I see Palace until your owners and until your board start like investing a bit of money, and you don't have to go crazy. You know what I mean? But just like buy some real instead of buying like fucking who's that guy you bought from Arsenal, man? The right back.
No, you mean Rob Holding?
Like, what are you doing there? And I don't want anyone to say, oh, but he done all right. Well, that's all he's going to do. You've even, what I mean? It's just Palace just buying Rob Holding. You know what I mean? What Palace should be doing for me is going getting like the next big thing from Spain. Well, 30 million pound, like right back and go, whoa, that's a big thing. But like you've scouted him, you've watched him for over a year. You can see that he's going to be capable. He's physical enough to play in the Premier League. And you go, right, if we get this one right, not only is he going to be a top player, but if we need to sell him in a few years, he's going to be worth 50, 60 million quid. Just like Brighton do. But I just feel that like Palace are like, I feel like Palace are a very old school Premier League team and they need to modernize with the times, man.
But then again, we haven't done it yet, but we have tried that approach with Brighton. We haven't actually like we've started it, but we haven't actually we haven't sold our first player. We got Eze, Elise, Doucouré, Guéhi, which we've all bought that we can sell on for a higher value. Even Joachim Andersen, you can make that argument as well. So there's like 5 or 6 players that we can sell for higher value, but we haven't done it yet. And this summer, actually, before you go, I want to get your thoughts on this. One of those players could be sold. And City's been linked with, I think, both Eze and Elise. Would you want any of them at your club?
Elise, maybe. I don't think we need Eze. We've already got too much in the middle. I don't think we need Eze, but Elise, he could be our Mahrez replacement. He plays a similar way. I'd rather have just kept Cole Palmer, to be honest with you. But like, he could have been that guy. I know we were linked with him heavily, but I think United are linked with him. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, bro, what I mean by your signings is, I'm looking at your signings this season, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But you signed some guy called Adam Wharton from Blackburn.
No. But Adam Wharton, LB, you're gonna see him. Like, trust me. If you don't know now, trust me.
Who is he? I never heard of him before.
Yeah, but he's gonna be incredible. Like,
why is he not playing then? He spent 20 million quid on this guy.
No, he's playing. He's playing. Yeah, he's playing.
What position is he?
Midfielder. Yeah. He's
decent.
What was that?
Is he decent?
He is. Yeah, he's very good.
Like, what is he like? I'd never heard of him. Is it DM?
Yeah, well, he just came into. Well, we bought him in January, so it's been like fairly recent. And then of course we had that break as well. He hasn't played that many games. But he's an unreal talent, and that's the thing. Like, people will realize about Adam Wharton just a bit later on. It's a bit too early for the hype to be there, but he's a very, very
well. That's what he should be doing then. Okay, so I don't know who he was, right? But like that's the type of signing. Like, if you're right, I don't know. I've never seen, but that's the type of signings that you guys should be making a little bit. Like, you can't go too far that way. Otherwise, you do what Southampton did. Then get relegated. Yeah. You've got to have a blend in it. But like, that's what Palace should be doing, man. Going in, getting these young players, developing them, and then trying to raise the profile of the football club rather than signing.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I guess until we sell one of these players, it's hard to say whether we're doing what Brighton are trying to do. But we are going to. It seems like we are going to sell someone in the summer and get a decent amount of money. Now we'll see what we do because Brighton, then again, they're posting a lot of profits. What are they going to do with that money to get? So it depends on what you do with the money as well to try and progress. So I mean, this summer's going to be big. It's going to be big for Palace, and with the new manager as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But look, you gave your prediction. You said 2-0, right? See?
Yeah, 2-0.
All right, let me quickly give my prediction. I think it's going to be another long day for us. I'm going to go for 3-1 City. I'm going to go for 3-1 City. I just feel like you lot have something to play for. We still do under new manager, trying to impress a new manager, some of these players. But I think on the day, you lot should be able to get the job done with our injuries as well. Unless Elise is back, which I doubt it. But if Elise is back, that'd be a massive boost. But yeah, you should be able to get the job done. But people, before LB goes, make sure to check out his LB channel and also LB, your social media channels.
Yeah, Twitter is it's LB_City. And then obviously, yeah, my YouTube channel is just it's LB.
Did you watch along?
Yeah, man, I've been doing a watch along. Yeah, hopefully, I'm not celebrating too soon like last time, no, man. I'm not sending
you know
messages.
You know where to go. You know where to go when it's 1-0 Palace in the 90th minute. Make sure to check out his LB channel. The link will be in the description down below. If you have enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, up the Palace.